Hey, so we're going to talk today about what some of your online graphic design options are, because essentially that's what we're doing is graphic design here. How you can use templates to create materials quickly and easily, and how you can design your own materials from scratch without using a template, and then getting your getting your materials printed. Okay. And thank you, Alma, for that direct message. Okay. If there is anything else, we do have quite a few people here today. So I am going to say if there's anything else specific that you might be interested in learning about today, to go ahead and drop that in the chat. And when I break for questions, I'll check that and make sure that that gets addressed as well. And my colleague James is here. He'll be helping me keep track of questions. So we will help you out as much as we possibly can. Okay, so let's talk about the different things that you can make online with some web services that are out there and available to you for free. You can create brochures, flyers, posters, invitations and postcards, banners and signs, labels and stickers. You can create your own logo if you have a small business or something where you want to create a logo for it, or even an event, and business cards. And you can create these promotions for fundraisers and yard sales, parties and open houses. Small businesses can do this. If you've got a religious event coming up, say a special event at your church, or synagogue, you can do that. Book clubs, concerts, and recitals, you name it. Much more than that. So I wanted to show a couple of examples from Sandra, who is here and has taken my class, a few of my classes involving Canva, and she's a big fan of Canva. But this is something that she designed and shared with me, and I'm going to show some other examples here in a second. But Sandra, you want to tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, about your experience doing this?
Sure. After taking several of Scott's classes using Canva, I decided to venture into it, and I use Canva probably about twice a week. Here are some pictures of my house. My mother passed away, so I'm trying to make the house mine. And I'm a real writer. I write almost all day, and I found that Canva can really couple my writing with my love of photography and desktop publishing. And right now, what I am doing for new neighbors that moved in is I'm taking the pictures that are online of the house that they bought and making them a portfolio, so they'll have that. But I just finished an appointment with a dietitian, and I will summarize our session on Canva and send it to her as a PDF to let her know that all the things that I learned about the appointment. I work in Canva almost every single day, and am happy to share this with you.
Yeah. I want to show the business cards too that you had sent me earlier. Just a few different takes on a business card that, and these are all great, really creative. Yeah. So did the stylist pick out one in particular?
She actually, the first one on the top, it was actually a template for a barbershop, and then I found the picture to put in there. The one right below that, I had her come over to my home, and she wanted to learn Canva too, so she sat and designed that one for herself. The one with the draped leaves on it, and she told me what she wanted in it and taught her how to use Canva.
Okay. So she's probably thrilled now to know that.
She said that she'll have enough business cards for the rest of her career.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Sandra. Appreciate
thanks.
you
Thanks
sharing
for the
that with us.
opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I just want to talk about some of the platforms that we're going to be covering here. Or just essentially, I'm going to inform you about these, give you some links to them in the class notes that I'm going to send out. But I think the one I'm going to focus on is Canva because it is sort of the father of or mother of these type of sites. I think it was the first out of the block and really made graphic design very accessible to the general public. And it's great because it's free and you don't have to invest in Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator or any of those expensive programs to learn how to do this. And those are also difficult to learn how to use. You've also got another site called Design Bold that is very much like Canva, and Crello and Visme. These three have a lot of the same features that Canva does. However, it seems like most of they lean heavily toward online types of materials like Instagram posts and Facebook posts, things like that. They do have posters and signs. Canva seems to have a much wider array of things that you can make, and so does Vistaprint. Vistaprint it's been around longer than any of these. Vistaprint I was using like 15 years ago, and so that's another one that you can look into. And it is free to use. On all of these, generally, you are going to pay to get them printed. However, you can also download the design for free and print them at home if you have some kind of stock, paper stock that would work for that. So I am going to open up. Okay, here we go. I'm going to open up Canva here. And I set up an account. So it's always going to recognize me. And yeah, yes, Brenda, that's what, yeah, poster your wall. Yeah. And so it recognizes me and shows me what I've been working on. So I even was starting in preparation for this class, working on something. These are all the designs. Here's some holiday cards that I was working on back last December. I may use some of these designs that I didn't use the last time. These are some slideshows I did, but here is just one that I was working on. You've got a couple of ways to look for the templates for these. So if you go up here, you will see print products like postcards, things like that, and marketing materials. So there are posters, flyers, brochures, newsletters, you name it. So I am going to, and you can also do a search, by the way. Just say signs, and that should bring up some options there. But I am going to invite somebody to let me know of something they would like to make. A brochure, a sign, a business card, anything like that, flyer, and we'll walk through that. So anybody want to?
I would like to learn collage. I understand Canva is good for a collage of pictures.
Yeah, it is. They probably even have templates for that.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, template.
Yeah, there you go. So if you just type in collage up here, you will find.
Like Sandra just had, which then that you can put some text in there.
Yeah, yeah. So you can do that with, so those are just collages that you might put up at home, but you can also go to, say, Brochure. And there is a pro version of Canva that I think costs, I'm not sure what they're charging now, maybe $12, $13 a month. But you can do plenty on this platform for free. There are plenty of templates here. And okay, so we've got a few ideas here. Invitation to join a club online. All right. And brochures and signs. So I'm going to walk through the brochures and signs first, and then we can get into invitations too. But I'm going to go down here and look at one template. And let's see what we might want to do here. Maybe here's something food oriented. Okay, this is just a little brochure about organic food. So let's say this is not what you want to do. You want to put together a brochure of the dessert table for some kind of bake sale you're going to have, or I don't know, anything like that. But so you're going to make this all about desserts. That may not be quite as healthy, but hey, desserts are important too. And then you can go in here to photos, and they have a whole photo library of stock photography and stock images that you can use. That can really come in handy. So let's say I am going to look for pie. And there you go. I've got all kinds of options. Here are those gold crowns. If I am really sold on one of these pies, even though it has a gold crown, I can buy it as a one-off just by hitting remove watermarks. And it cost $1 to purchase and download, which is not bad. But that's if you're really sold on one of the designs and you want to be able to use it, even though it's behind a paywall.
Can you filter for free?
Beg your pardon, Pam?
Can you filter out to look for only free ones?
Yeah, you can. I think if you pie free, that should get you only to the, well, maybe not.
Okay.
You used to be able to, and they've changed the interface here a little bit, so I'm not sure why they've made that more difficult, but yeah, because it does get a little cumbersome to keep looking.
Okay.
But I'm gonna scroll down here. I want to find something that's a little bit vertical, if I can, to fit that brochure size. So let's say I'm gonna go with this. And I am gonna stick that right here, and I want it to cover the page, or that part of it. And in order to make sure the text shows up, I'm going to have it go backward. So by just going to position. And there I've got the dessert table. They do have a watermarked image here, but I can change that. And I can just leave this as visit us, or That'll be sort of the back of the brochure. Let's change this. And we'll change the text. You can just click on the text and change whatever you want in here. I don't know.
Can
Just
you
kinda-
eliminate the text and put in another picture there?
Yeah, I can just add right up here. You mean, Helen?
No, where you were, where it says pioneering fresh and yummy.
Yeah.
What if you decide not, you could stick an extra picture instead of having a text box?
Well, I could do that if I wanted to. Yeah.
Okay,
I could-
you're not
I could
forced, you're
just-
not forced into a text box.
No, these templates are incredibly flexible.
Okay,
So that's what's really nice about them. So let's say I'm going to go in here and just drop something like this in. I pop that up there and stick that in. And here I can just leave this as visit us, but maybe I want to have something a little decorative around here. So I'll go to elements right up here. And I will type in dessert, and I should be able to get a few graphics that are just sort of vector art. And I can just pop these in, like maybe a cupcake down here. And if I want, I can do, let's see, maybe ice cream up here. And there we go. Now, yeah, I could put a picture in here instead. So maybe I'll go back to photos and type in cake and drop that in instead. And we can spread those out a little bit. The text could stay there, or I could get rid of it. I could just hit delete and get rid of that text altogether if I wanted to. Yeah, so, and that's just doing a simple brochure. And you also have your inside. So here, I won't keep belaboring this, but here you could tell a little bit more about your desserts and drop in some replacement photos, or going along the lines of it you were talking about, Regina, just fill this all with pictures. I could just take these out and take the text out and fill this all in with pictures. And then I've got my brochure.
If you didn't want to put text, all pictures, you could use those boxes for text.
Yeah, if you go up to, there is a way to add text. If you notice here on this, this is kind of your toolbar, so to speak. I can add any kind of text I want. It provides you with a few templates, but you can also just go up here, add some text in here, and it will also let you change the font if you want.
Sandra, can I ask Sandra a question? The one she
Yeah.
showed at the beginning with the house. And she
Sure.
had text in the middle. What did you use for that? Was that a collage or a brochure template? That was very nice.
I think what I ended up doing is typing in minimalist home, and then templates came up from that. Usually I will go into the collage feature, but this time I went by topic. So
Okay.
there are just myriads of ways that you can find the template that you want. Thanks so much for asking.
Thank you for
That's really
answering.
interesting. So you just, I'm going to do that too, just to see all that pops up. Yeah. So here we go. Here are all those designs. So Regina, did you have any kind of theme in mind for your collage?
Well, what it is I guess the best way we're doing is an anniversary book, and it's too large because the organization's over 90 years old. So
Okay.
we're going to collage some of the pictures with text. So I guess that's why I was asking.
Yeah. Okay. So I think you could go through these and
Yeah,
look for
like this
something that
one.
might fit.
Yeah, if you just went with one, oh, I can't point, but on this fourth column, right there,
Yeah.
that was a nice one.
Gonna just look here real quickly and see if they've got anything like that.
Anniversary books.
Anniversary books. Yeah. They may have those. They may be actually hardcover books. And we actually do a class on creating a photo book, if that ever interests you. Because then you can put as many pages in here as you'd like, and that can be kind of fun.
Well, basically, it's just like I said to somebody, you got to fiddle with it. Thanks for telling me that, Sandra. Guess I'll be
Yeah.
sitting here all day trying to look through these different topics and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's one, your story. That's another
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Oh,
you
let
can
me
fiddle
go.
with this all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your story. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Even if you're
Absolutely.
even if you're doing an album, couldn't you have some of your photo pages be collages instead of
Yeah,
like a
you
picture or
could.
two?
Yeah.
And she could fit in more pictures.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, somebody was wondering about invitations. So you can just, I usually just type in a search to find these things and the templates come up. So here is one. And you can just go through here. You can try to narrow it down with a search term, like maybe this. And that can help you narrow it down, and you end up with an invitation, like a book club. And you can tailor this to however you want to do it. And when you're ready, you can get this printed, or if you'd like, you can just send it electronically. So going back to, just to show you the printing process, if I go back to what I was working on here, and I decide I want to download it, I can do that, and I can print it myself. Now it's giving me a few different formats I can try out to download it to my computer. I can do it as a PDF or as a PNG. They're suggesting a PNG. And then I can just send that to my printer and have it printed there if I've got the right paper for it. Or I can email it out. But I can also send it somewhere to get printed too if I don't want to do it through here. I will let you, and this is also, you'll want 2 pages so that it'll print front and back, which you need with a brochure. And then you can download this for free because you're not using any of their paid for material or fee-based material.
Scott, what is a
yeah.
PNG?
A PNG, that's just a file digital file format, a digital image format.
Okay.
It's sort of like a JPEG. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is it possible to save the pitch of a copy of what you created? Because like if I do something, if I want to put it on Facebook, how do I save it in that way? I don't want to necessarily print it, but I want it to be just like a JPEG or something so that I can pull it up and put it in a Facebook thing. How would I do that?
Yeah. Yeah, you can simply upload that like you would a photo onto Facebook after you download it. When you
Okay.
download it, it's just saved to your computer. So,
Okay, all right.
so you've got it right there. Yeah. And Pam, I know you had a hand up.
Yes, and just to follow up on that question, so, but I did have a different one. So you could copy that and put it on like a Google slide?
Yeah, you
download
could.
it? Yeah,
you
okay,
could.
that's good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
But, and I think the answer is obvious, but I just want to confirm, like, when you see those examples that are just all done, all set with different
Yeah.
pictures of different houses and rooms, you can just use that as is. It just feels like there's a copyright issue, but I guess not because it's stock or something.
So some of those will have a watermark on them, meaning that they're behind the paywall. And you would either need a pro account or you can buy those as a one-off. But that's a really great question to raise because some people get worried about that. A lot of these are uploaded. There are photographers out there that just contribute stock art to sites like this. And I was going to save this for later, but I can even point these out to you right now. You are not limited to just the photos that they provide. There are free stock art resources online that you can go to. And these are some of the biggies. One that I use quite a bit is called Pixabay. And these are royalty-free stock images. So if I go to the site, I can type in no, since I was doing something with desserts, type in a search term and I can download any one of these images absolutely free. Now, the only thing they may ask you to do is maybe make a donation to the photographer, but a lot of photographers are posting on here to just raise their image and draw attention to, they're kind of, a lot of them will say I'm for hire, so that people who like their stock art may hire them for something a little more tailored to, say, a certain business or something. But so you can download straight from here, totally free, and not have to worry about a copyright violation.
Okay.
Okay. And I also want to talk a little bit about the printing process. If you do want to send it out to get printed, you can go down here, and here is where actually, Johnny, if you wanted to, you could just share it straight from the website to Facebook. You don't even have to download it. And here, Helen's question, they do have different sizes here that you could use to try to print this. So it does offer you a little bit of flexibility. This is the one area where it gets a little weird for me, but where you have folded cards, and I think you just have to get it on a, say, an 8x11 size paper and then do the trifold yourself.
I was
But
thinking
here-
like a flyer, you know, whatever you design on a template and you download it to your computer as that size. Once you download it, is the size still adjustable, or is it
Yeah.
locked into the size?
I think you could, well, I think you could adjust. Yeah, I believe you could adjust the size. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you are downloading it as a digital image. So you can grab, just click on it and pull those corners up to enlarge it to have it stretch
Okay.
across a
Okay.
page. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. And okay. Let me, okay. Can you do a better job of designing if you purchase Canva premium membership? Not necessarily. I think this is just the way of e-commerce right now, and just about anything online. 80% of what they offer is free, and then they make their money off the 20% of people who decide to upgrade. And there are, I'm sure, some advantages to having those pro accounts. I think sometimes small businesses may get those pro accounts because they're really affordable. You can develop a branding portfolio if you've got a small business, if you upgrade to premium membership. But if you're just creating flyers and posters and things like that, and you don't want to spend any money, I don't think you're going to lose anything by not doing that. Yeah. And I know Johnny had asked a question about doing your own photos. And yes, if you have an image yourself, and this would be something too, if you downloaded a photo from, say, Pixabay to your computer, you can upload your own stuff here. Everything here, I uploaded myself. These are some of my photos, some stock photos I found. Here are some candy canes if I wanted to replace a picture here with candy canes.
Okay, what about cropping? If you got a picture, should you crop it prior to putting it on there, or?
I am looking here. Oh, sorry about that. I'm looking here to see. Where did it go? I clicked sorry, I got too many things open up here. I think that you have some options here with a little bit of editing. You can edit the image, and it allows you to adjust the brightness and contrast. Whether it lets you, yeah, you can crop it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can crop it right on here if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that is,
Scott,
yeah, Regina.
I closed my eyes for a second. Can you just go back where you got that crop was under tools?
Yeah. I click on this, edit image comes up, and if I wanted to crop this, it will set it up so I can grab any one of these corners and just kind of close it in like that and crop it that way. And I can also, within that frame, it's essentially cropping the frame, so I could move the picture around a little bit within that frame, and then I'm done.
Do you know if transparency is an editing option?
Just to make it more transparent.
Sometimes, like if I got a picture and I want it to be transparent, I don't want to see, I want it to blend like it belonged there. That's the reason I want the transparency there. Because I know with PowerPoint, you can select pictures that are transparent. I'm just wondering, is that an option? If it's not a problem, because I think you can always figure out some ways to make it decorative if you use it.
Yeah. I am not seeing that here. I'm about the only way you could sort of get a transparency there is to just fade it out, but that doesn't look really good either. That may be something that you could do with a premium account.
Okay.
And here is another example, a background remover. So there are some advantages depending
Okay.
on how creative you want to be.
I
Yeah.
think the background remover probably would be what I would want. I think I could achieve the transparency that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
so,
you.
okay. I know what you, okay. Now I see what you mean. Sometimes, the pictures are really kind of, they're not as opaque so that the text is a little more visible. But yeah, if you
Mhm.
wanted to almost create a cutout of something, that's where that background remover would work.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And to get something printed too, it's not horribly expensive. Let's say that you are going to get this as a flyer or something like that. You resize the design and it's $28 for 50 copies. So not too bad. And you can order as few as one if you want. Okay. Just to show you real quickly some other sites that are like this, there is another one called Design Bold. It does the same thing. If you want to create announcements to post on social media, you can do that. If you want to create a resume, certificates, anything like that. Logos, here are posters. And so a lot of options here and business cards. And they have plenty of templates here as well. If you go to their templates, you can see everything that's available here. And they do have tiered pricing as well, but they do have a basic level that is free. And on all of these, they give you the option of just starting completely from scratch. And here you can create the dimensions you want. Say 8 by 11, create your Facebook cover, something like that. So yeah. And one more just to show you is, where did I? Oh, Crello, same type of thing here. They do have an unlimited, which allows you to add videos into any kind of online online signage, I guess you'd call it, that you're going to use. And again, a bunch of templates. So you can take a test run on all of these and see which you prefer. They are, for the most part, pretty similar, except that I think there are more businessy options available on Canva and on Vistaprint. A lot of these are here. You do have marketing materials like flyers, gift certificates, brochures. Same thing here. So actually, you do have a lot of options here on Crello. And then Vistaprint is the other one, and it will allow you to create all kinds of marketing materials and signs and banners and things like that. So booklets, table tents, So that is an option for you. They've got signs and banners as well. And their portfolio is pretty extensive, partly because they've been around for so long. So I just wanted to get most of these on your radar, so you're aware of all the options you have for creating things like this. But those are the big sites for doing things like this. So I'm going to stop there for now and see what questions I can answer.
Hi, Scott. This is Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda.
I do a lot of flyers that have a link to Zoom, for instance. How do I make it where they can just automatically click on the link? No, I've just been typing the number in, but someone was telling me that I should be able to have them just have it highlighted or whatever it's called, the hyperlink or something, to have it put straight on there.
Yeah. So if you're talking about like something that you're going to share, let me go back to my screen. Something you're going to share online. Let's go to, I'm going to go back to templates or back home. So maybe we'll try doing something on social media, and we are going to put out, say, some kind of Instagram post that would be sort of the equivalent of a poster or something. Is that kind of what you're talking about, Brenda?
Yes, normally I do flyers, and we have meetings and we have to let everyone know what the link is to the meeting.
Okay. So when you're sending out an announcement online for it then, right? Of some sort?
Yes, because
Okay.
normally I tried Canva just real quickly, but I had been doing post on my wall. So I created a flyer and then I type in the Zoom link for everyone to click on. Well, they can't click it. They have to type it in themselves. But I've heard that there was a way that I should be able to embed it or attach it or whatever it's called to make it a link, clickable link. That's what I want to say.
Right. Yeah. So let's see if I brought in a text box here of some sort. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back here. Okay, I'm going to add a link in here. So I'll just use the GetSetUp link. And just trying to see if they allow me to make that a live link. They do. So if I go up, here's another little tip that I tell everybody. When you can't find something that you're wanting to do, just look for these three dots. Most of the time they're vertical like this, but sometimes they're, or most of the time they're horizontal like this, but sometimes they're vertical. But that is where you're going to find more things that you can do. And right here is where you can turn this into a link. So what I would do is I would scroll over this and then type in, and you'll even notice there that it underlined it.
Yes, that's what I'm looking.
Yeah, and that will make that a live link for you. So if you sent this out in any kind of email message or put it on social media, that link would be live.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
Scott?
Yes. Yeah, Helen.
You know, I took another class yesterday, I think, from Wave. Anyway, we all know how to scan a QR code, and we all know how to click on a link. But I've been putting in the comments, can we get a class on how to create that? You know, how do you create that QR code, and how do you make something a link that's clickable like you just did? You know,
Wow.
is it using an app or what? You know,
I do not know how to create a QR code, but I can look into whether somebody does on the GetSetUp team and see if we could do something like that. In terms of making links live.
Mhm.
You can do that on most anything anymore that is going to be in digital format.
Mhm.
And even a Word document, I put in live links in my Word documents all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because our
So,
church newsletter is not professional. Somebody at church in the office types it. And I
Yeah.
noticed, and it comes out every month. And I've noticed now that, there's always little QR codes and links embedded. But how do you, for, a non-professional type person, how do you make those little links to fit into the document and stuff like that?
yeah. So whenever you're doing that, because it's going to vary from different online services and tools to others. But what you're going to try to find every time is a chain like this. And that's usually the universal sign for link. And that's usually how you create a live link for anything you're going to
So you can type anything, Yeah, I saw what you did with the little chain, but
Yeah.
you just can't convert anything to, just anything to a link though, right?
Yeah, I could. If
Oh.
I wanted to say, create this into a link, I could go up here and again, type on that and put in.
But we don't see your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So let me go back and do that again. Okay, so let's say I'm going to go down here and I want to make this a live link, just these numbers, right? I'm going to go here and click link and do the same thing. And now that is a live link. So you can make just a single word a live link in a document like this or an online image like this that you're creating. And
So if you made that 1555 a live link, when you clicked on it, then you would get the GetSetUp.
well, yeah, that's because I just gave it that particular email address or not email address, website address. But I could put whatever link I want to in there. As long as I know the link and I can insert that, it will make it live.
Okay, so yesterday I was taking a senior planet class and I shared this getsetup.io. I was sharing this site with them. And it wasn't a link. I just typed it into the chat and this lady responded. I clicked on it, but it didn't work. And it wasn't a link.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that means she had to type it into the browser, right? To get to GetSetUp. Yeah, because she's like, clicked on it, it's not working. But I didn't know how to make it a link. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this on Zoom, Helen, or something
yes,
else?
it was on Zoom. It was Senior
Okay.
Planet Colorado on Zoom. Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting because a lot of time, most of the time when I type a URL into the chat and I hit return, so that the chat goes up, the chat message goes up, it automatically turns the link to live.
Okay. Yeah. Because this one didn't have a lot, when I typed it into chat and then I hit the return, it posted it in the chat, but it didn't have that line underneath it that you can click, that usually
Right.
tells me that it's a link, so anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Be nice to have
Yeah.
a class though.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
That's a good one to get on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Alma just shared hers and it's not live either. So I don't know if maybe you have to be a host, a Zoom host to be able to do that. That may be, well, no, because I've seen other people do it. I don't know why some of these are not live. Let me try something real quick here. Maybe because it's on our own platform. I'll just, no, that doesn't work either. So I don't know what's going on there. Usually that works, but maybe you need to actually create the link on a Word document and drop it in that way. I'll look into that because I know people have shared links in here before. So, okay. So I just want to give you some key takeaways. You can create your own promotional materials using a variety of free and subscription-based online platforms. Most of the services provide templates, but they also allow you to create your own design just from the bottom up. And you can download those designs or print them yourself for free on your own printer, or in some cases, order printed copies from these places for a fee.